All right, guys. I'm gonna take this opportunity while I have a little bit of time on my hands. I've been talking about hermeneutics and what I'm saying, how this world is set up on that form of literature. Okay, everything in this world has a locality to it. I mean, outside of what it literally says. Okay, so here's a decent example. It isn't the best example, but if you read this peanut butter right here, it says no steer peanut butter. What is a steer? Steer. No steer. No sir. Peanut butter. Okay? You have to think everything is about a woman or man. A woman or man. It's called hermeneutics. No steer. Creamy. Hermeneutics. Natural. You see the nays in there? Okay, so we're looking for the nays. Okay? And also it says creamy peanut butter. Creamy. Who is Emmy? Creamy Emmy. My. Who is the I other than Bill? Emmy. So, my natural peanut butter. Okay? So if you was in a store and you was trying to figure out what you wanted to buy, would you buy that? Or would you buy something else? Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the options here. Okay? No stir creamy natural peanut butter for the little nay-nays, right? Okay. Well, let's look at the other options we have here. There's that word again, my. Creamy peanut butter. Okay. What else do we have here? There's my again, ain't it? Okay, here's a good one. Peter Pan. What do we see here? Well, there's that and again, ain't it? My Peter Pan. This is merely an example. There are examples everywhere. But in order to know what you're buying, you have to know who Emmy is. You have to know who Bill is. You have to know what a nene is. Here's another good example. What is this called? Nature's Own. Oh, nenes. Okay, so what brand would you buy? Would you buy Sun Giant? Sunbeam Giant? The sun. Well, they hate the sun. The sun is Jesus Christ. So would you buy that brand? No, they're trying to kill the sun. All right, so you would probably throw that brand back, right? Yeah, you don't want to buy that, right? Right. So you want to go find something with some nays on it, right? Nature's Own. Nature's Own. Let's go on down and see what else they got here. Sara Lee. Honey wheat. What does that say right there? You don't want to buy anything with it on it. It just tastes better. It will kill you. Okay. What is it? Where do they get this it crap from? What is it? Well, I'm going to tell you the whole truth. And the whole truth is, you remember Adolf Hitler? You know why they called him Hitler? So it goes all the way back to World War II. Okay, it goes past World War II. But what it is what the Bible originally said. Okay, it is the truth. It is what Jesus Christ said in the original text of the Bible. And that's why they hate it. Okay, and that's why Adolf Hitler's name was Hitler. Because he was trying to restore the original format of the Bible. And he was creating a perfect race of people, is what he was trying to do. Okay, that's why his name was Hitler. Okay, but nowadays, because they're trying to kill it, you don't want to eat anything with it on it. Here's another good example. It's like classic white bread. You see that it right there? You probably don't want to buy that, because what? They are trying to kill it. They are trying to get rid of any eaters in this world, period. Point blank, period. Okay? So would you buy that? If you were smart, you wouldn't. No, you pass on that, right? Right. Okay. So let's do some other good examples. Okay, here's another good example. What does this say? King's Hawaiian. Well, first of all, they're also trying to get rid of all the kings. A king, in short, is just a man, a legitimate man who hasn't went through any transformation at all, none whatsoever. That's a king. Okay, this is neology here, but that's what a king is. It does have Hawaiian in it. You probably wouldn't want to buy that. Okay, just for future references. This, what I'm teaching you, is a train of thought. Okay. And you have to think like this because this is how these cowards are trained. I just left NACAMP. I just came out of Spartanburg County Jail. That is a NACAMP. Okay. And that's how I know this. Okay. You wouldn't want to buy that. There's just so many examples, bro. Now here's another good thing too. Why is Emmy and Bill hiding? Why are they hiding behind this literature? What in the world are they hiding from? Because they have caused a Holocaust in this country, and they have organized a absolute freaking Holocaust here where people have lost their freaking lives, and that's what they're hiding from. That's why they're hiding behind this literature. Yeah, that's why we're pretending like Donald Trump is a president. We don't have Donald Trump's no president. There's about 4 people running this country right now: Bill, Mark, Emmy, and Ann. Okay, there's no Donald Trump. Donald Trump's a freaking joke. Okay, but what's up with the cognitive reality? What's up with that? What is up with that? Because they're hiding. Because they've caused a Holocaust here in this country. Men have lost their lives because of these cowards. Men have lost their lives because of the police. Yeah, because of this food that's set out in these stores that will take your life from you, bro. If you don't carefully choose what you're buying, you will lose your life. You will lose your life buying the wrong thing. These barcodes that are on everything, man. Hold on, let me get a good example. These barcodes that I showed y'all yesterday that they put on the food and the drink. Do you know why they put that on there? Do you know why they put these little scan codes on there? So these little nays know what they can eat and what they can't eat. Okay? Well, if you can eat one thing and you can't eat, here's another good one. Animal crackers. What does that say to you? What does that say to you? And what did I just explain to you? What is an Ann? An Ann's a little nay. So if you're a legitimate man, you probably wouldn't have any idea why those were called animal crackers, would you? No, you just think because they were the shape of little animals, right? Right, but what this is literature, okay? Now, that would probably be okay for them to eat, right? Right. But anyway, I gotta finish up in here. But I just wanted to show y'all some little petty examples of what you have to look for, okay? So what is an 8? An 8. Okay, well, if you're not an 8, you're 6, okay? And all these jokers have 6. They have sold their soul to Bill and Emmy and Ann and Mark. So they're all 6, okay? Completely 6. So if you're an 8, you're probably a legitimate man. Your numerical value, if you're an 8, if you're a man, a legitimate man, your numerical value is going to be the value of 8. And they are trying to get rid of all the 8s. They want all the 8s gone. So let's say you came in the store and you seen something like this. Tate's Bake Shop. It isn't Tate's, it's 8s. Would you want to buy that? No. No. Because why? They're trying to get rid of all the 8s. They want the 8s to die. So that is the last thing that you would buy. Is this genocide? Yes. Yes. Have Mark, Bill, and Emmy and Ann caused a Holocaust? Have the police caused a Holocaust in this country? Yes. And they've done so by way of food. by way of food. If you get cirrhosis of the liver, if you get colon cancer and you die, it's ruled natural causes, even though you was murdered by the good old boys in blue, by Ann, by Mark, by Bill. So these people get away with doing worse than what they accused Adolf Hitler of. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know there is no legitimate men left in this country? Legitimate men. They're almost extinct because Bill has ordered them killed. Emmy has ordered them killed. The police trained the rain inside of these jails and prisons to go out and target men and kill them dead. Kill them dead. Yeah. Oh yeah. The prisons and the jails are ground zero for this Holocaust. That's where they learn. That's where they're taught it. What does this say? Let's see what this says. It says, Santitas. You see the and in there? We're going to find some more good examples. Here goes some hermeneutics. What does it say? She told Puff, she. See that right there? She. Hermeneutics. Also, remember I was talking about these little ISIS? What does that say? ICs. So if you work for the police, you're what? You're an IC, okay? They also have their food marked and labeled for them to eat, okay? Basically what you're looking for is smaller words inside of words. Ice, ICs, ands, nays, my's, eyes. Eyes. Who's the I? Well, it depends on where you're standing at. Bill is the original I. That is the devil. That's Satan incarnated in flesh. And now Emmy is an I, depending on where you're standing at. You know what I'm saying? Bill owns his places. Emmy owns her little places. Mark owns his little places, and Ann owns her little places. Ann owns most of North and South Carolina. We'll tell you that now. Here's another good example. What does it say? Origin, no, nay. So what would you buy? You see what I'm saying? They trying to save the nays and kill what? The kings. Is this illegal? Very much so, but there had never been nobody with enough balls to prove it. Well, I'm that somebody. I'm that somebody who's going to prove it. Here's another good example. What did I tell you they were? They were sixes. What does that say? Fun mix 6. That's the Roman numeral of 6. So what would you buy? Well, they're trying to kill the 8s, and they're trying to save the 6s, right? That's art. That's called food art. There's been a Holocaust here, and it's up to me to do something about it. I love you guys. We'll finish up what I'm going to do, and I'm going to ease on out. But I won't stop. I won't stop. I won't leave no stone left unturned. Everything is in literature. Everything is in words. Everything is in numbers. Okay? If you ain't a 6, you're an 8. There's no two ways about it. 8 is God. 8 is God. Okay? 6 is the devil. Okay? So either, if you're not of the devil, then you have to be of God, right? Okay, so if God is 8, then you're either of God or you're of the devil. So you're either a 6 or you're an 8, right? There's no in between. Just know that. Love you guys.